Shadows crawling in the bright daylight, voices twisted, feeding us the blight, telling stories that were never true. We fight to break on through. Lies are woven like a velvet chain, slick with power driving us insane. But the fire burns deep within our chests. We fight, we'll never rest. We rise with fists clenched high, tearing through the veil, the sky. Truth's a blade that cuts the dark. We fight, we'll never rest. We rise with fists clenched high, tearing through the veil, the sky. Truth's a blade that cuts the dark. We fight, we make our mark. They call us rebels, say we've lost our way, but freedom's blood, it fuels the fray. From the ashes comes a brighter light. We fight with all our might. See resolve in the roaring storm, breaking cages will rewrite the norm. No more silence, no more disguise. We fight with open eyes. We rise with fists clenched high, tearing through the veil, the sky. Truth's a blade that cuts the dark. We fight, we'll never rest. We rise with fists clenched high, tearing through the veil, the sky. Truth's a blade that cuts the dark. We fight, we make our mark. We fight, we make our mark.
A fourth day of rallies and protests on the streets of Los Angeles.
It was a peaceful rally. What is going on right now is also peaceful.
Here we are expecting rallies later on.
When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger.
In Los Angeles, there is a new crowd of protesters that has been building.
CNN had it that these were rallies. Now they've become protests. I'm afraid that by tonight they become riots. If we don't have the ability to stand up and stop this violence before it consumes a great city like Los Angeles, then there's no telling where this could spread.
A fourth day of rallies and protests.
And that is what's going on in Los Angeles and other cities right now. Whoa, man, guys, are you ready? I'm telling you, it is heating up fast. The summer of Love 2.2 is here, and it's getting crazy. We need to be ready for anything. So anyways, I'm going to get to it. I got a lot to show you guys tonight. Anyways, thank you for being patient with me. I missed last night. I took my wife to a concert. We got home way later than expected. So obviously I couldn't miss last night, and with so much going on, it's crazy to me. It felt wrong to not be here, but I know you guys understand. So members, welcome to the Members Live Ace Report. Hope you're doing well tonight. Let's see who's in here. Butters, what's up, buddy? US1, Roll Tide. Drew Savala, what's up? Vinman, my Kenny Loggins. That song does kind of sound like a Kenny Loggins song. That's hilarious. Troy, man, what's up? Auto Mags, Rodney Allen, Pedro, Rob, Mario. You give me the score of the game? Don't tell me who won. Jacob Allen, what's up? Queefer, Michael Cantero. Good to see you guys. All right. Have you guys been paying attention? Wago Waco, what's up, man? In the house. So thank you, Danielle, Renee. That means a lot. Donna. Well, good to see you guys. Good to see you, ladies. 3 ladies in a row. I love it. Really appreciate that, Danielle. Really do. Thank you so much. It doesn't feel like I do a lot until I'm tired, and then it feels like I do an awful lot. But Listen, man, the world is crazy right now. And I just feel so strongly that we're like on the verge of something amazing, something that's going to change everything going forward. And I just like, I cannot rest until it's over. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys understand, but maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I just have this thing, but it's like a sickness, you know? It's like I have to keep staying on top of everything and getting out there what's going on. And so just if one life is helped, it's just too crazy right now. And things are ramping up. You know, we got what we needed with the right people in office, but they still have to do the right stuff. And they're going to be challenged really bad this summer. They're going to be challenged. We need to pray it's seen through. Joe Scarpaggia, what's up, man? Queefer says they found out Dems were ones delivering shields and masks. One's driving belongs to a AAA Young Democrats, a young cow. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't see that. Chad C, what's up? All right, so let's get into it. As always, it's a members live, so I will try to answer every question, comment, and wherever you guys want to take it. We'll see where it goes, but I got stuff to share, and we'll go through it while while you guys decide if you want to put up anything. All right, so this is what we've been talking about. So this comes from one source, open source intel. Great account. You know, you never know if everything they say is 100% true, but everything they've been putting out tracks so far. But it says it's going to be one wild summer and it's coming fast. All the axis are going to unite. Pro-Palestine, anti-ICE, anti-Trump, CCP, BLM, LGBTQ, socialists, Islamists, Marxists, climate activists, open border activists, and the far left liberals. I mean, we're already seeing that. So that's not news, but this is news. So today, things really started to heat up with Iran. So we have all these protests going on here, and now we have this thing escalating in Iran. We're getting ready for this weekend, which is going to be insane with all the protests and riots that are going to be happening this weekend. So the timing is very suspect. Timing's very suspect, and to add to that, the market is getting it's starting to show signs of cracking, like more than usual. People are starting to notice a lot of weird stuff happening. BAM's model is showing significant declines, possibly coming really soon in the indexes. So it could be this could be something that greatly impacts our stocks too. This could greatly impact Finger, DJT, G-Bucks, you name it. And so all of this is stuff to watch out for and get ready for, because anything's possible the next few months, guys, especially if this continues to ramp up. So here's a little breakdown of what we're seeing just right now. UK Maritime Trade issued a rare warning about rising tensions in the Gulf. U.S. Embassy in Iraq prepping for ordered evacuation. That already happened. They've been evacuated. State Departments pulling non-essential staff and families from Bahrain and Kuwait. U.S. military dependents in Bahrain have been cleared for temporary departure. None of these moves came from Fleet Forces Command, meaning this likely came from the top, possibly the White House. And if you remember, Donald Trump and his national security team were just at Camp David, most likely war planning. We have this right now. Revolutionary Guard and army bases in Iran have been placed on maximum alert. Iran tweeted this out. We are ready. I mean, that's scary stuff. By the way, their flag looks like something out of like the Empire from Star Wars. Pretty crazy. So we definitely need to be praying we stay out of war with Iran. We do not want that war. And I don't think it's us. I think it's Israel's going to attack or planning an attack, and we know it. And that could escalate where we get dragged in, and that's what we need to avoid. Nick asked, do I know when GTI will be trading again? Nope, I do not. I have nothing on that. Everything, Richard is the point man on GTII now. So any questions, you're going to want to ask him. Michael says Ham mentioned rumors that Alibaba announcement could come this week. Well, we'll see it when it happens, and that would be amazing. Kim Wiley, what's going on? This is happening right now. Massive cyber attacks across the Middle East have started. Iran's attacking Kuwaiti and Jordanian military servers. Why? Well, the Kuwait and Jordan, especially Jordan, have been allies of Israel the last several years. So that doesn't surprise me at all. And Israel and the U.S. might bomb from that area. I don't think I think the U.S. will stay out as much as they can. Here's from Trump. He was just asked about this, asked why military defense diplomats being evacuated. Well, he did say it with a smile, so that makes me hopeful that he might know a way out. But again, none of this is coincidence that this is all happening at once. It's just not. It's impossible. You can't have all these things happen at once and be coincidental. War escalating, tensions escalating in the U.S., and cracks in the economy starting to show through. I mean, it's all coordinated, and we've been talking about it. And I honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. I thought they were going to move faster. I thought they'd try to hit in the spring after he got elected. But no, they decided to wait for the summertime. And now this is all going to happen at once. This is going to be an all-out assault to ruin the Trump administration and the movement we're trying to finish here. And they don't they don't have a lot left. But what they will, they've pulled everything together. They're going to go all out. And this will be in many ways like the great battle. Okay. In some ways, the last 4 years was a great battle. Obviously, Trump getting in, they never expected that. That had to happen. But this is like, well, the last stand, maybe they're better way to put it. If we get through this summer and Trump's able to stop the protests and riots, we're able to knock them down. We're able to keep deporting, clean up voter rolls, all that, get the budget bill passed with the permanent of tax cuts, avoid war, temper down Ukraine, all that stuff. We're able to get through the next few months, like 3 to 6 months, and everything is better. Then I think we'll have withstood their worst attacks. I really do. I think this is the worst of it. Now, what might happen in this, because of all the instability, I mean, gas prices are already spiking. This is definitely going to have more effects on the stock market, which is already rickety. As I said before, BAM's model is showing major downturns soon in the indexes. If all this happens, this could be the instability that breaks things open for us, because there's going to be a loss of control in places here. The bad actors, I don't think they're going to win. I think the Trump administration has been planning for this. Many of these opportunities. I think it's one of the reasons we haven't seen action in other areas we've wanted, like the markets. I think they've been waiting for all this to happen first. I really do. The more I'm seeing, the more this is coming together. It makes sense to me that they were waiting for this to happen first before they do a lot of other things. Why? Because they had to. If they'd been focused on other stuff, that then this could have caught them blindsided. This could have been the thing that just derailed everything we want to happen. And it's fascinating to me that Trump had this the military parades planned on the 14th, this Saturday, and military's already deployed across the U.S. ready to go because of that. I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect way to keep rioting and protesting down. As far as the wars, or I don't know what's going to happen there. I am praying to God we stay out. I'm praying to God we do whatever we can to win by getting peace in these areas, these regions, without military getting involved. But I trust Trump. If something happened, it's because I feel like we had to do it. We don't have a choice. But there's been many, many times in my lifetime where this Iran stuff has heated up before, but I'll be honest, I've never seen it like this, where Iran is is basically showing that they're willing to strike back already. Like they're building up, they're trying to ramp things up. So it's interesting. But again, be ready. This is the time to be ready. I don't think we're going to see Mad Max, where you need to hoard food, anything like that. Although that's always smart to have. I don't think it's going to get crazy like that. But I still think you should be ready to avoid cities a lot this summer. That kind of stuff, and maybe just keep your gas tank full, and then be ready with the stocks. Have your plans, have your exit plans, because again, if we start seeing volatility cause crashes, it really will get interesting fast for our meme stocks. Danielle says it feels like every day we're on the verge of something cracking. The pressure continues to build. Yeah, I agree with you, Danielle. Although I think the riots and the war games going on right now, I think that is the crack, the pressure starting to break out. I think that's it. I think the slow build is over. I think it's about to pop. The good news is though, is we have the right people in place to not only save us through it popping off, but also to get us through it and use it to our advantage. Because listen, already this is going to expose them completely. This is going to be an accelerant on people awakening. Already, the riots in LA, the overnight tracking of the polls has Trump accelerating a lot, and his approval's starting to go way up. People are starting to get way more supportive of deportations and all that, and it's all because people are tired of this, and they're like, you know what? Now we're glad Trump's in. Like, screw the tariff thing. We were a little shaky on that. Screw, rhetoric and the Elon Musk stuff and our disappointment with Doge. Now we remember why we wanted Trump, because we want law and order in our country again. We want this done. So yeah, Moody, I started by talking about Iran, but if you want to add anything or ask anything, feel free. Nick asked, do I think we can get short squeezes in our stocks? 100%. That's what I was talking about. I've told you guys for a long time, if the market loses control and starts crashing, that's when the meme stocks could blow up. They could short squeeze. Bam talked about this on my live. Remember, he said, look for meme stocks to blast. They'll lose control if we start seeing like 5 to 7% dips in the indexes. He said, if that starts happening, that's when they're losing control. All their algorithms will be busted. So that's what we're looking for. And if all this is happening, if you get war, riots, insurrection going on, I mean, you name it, the trade war still going on. If you get all these combined at once, and along with all the other cracks in the economy going on, I'm telling you, the immigration is hurting the economy right now because our economy was dependent on it. Eventually, it'll make us better, but we got to go through the pain. We're remaking our economy, so that causes temporary pain. But the markets hate it, and it does. It causes panic selling, all that stuff. And it could break markets. Here's an excellent post from Martyr made today. Said, it's simple. Either Trump breaks the resistance to enforcing immigration law, or else the issue is lost for good. And I completely agree with him now. This is now or never. This is the last battle over this. We have to win this battle this summer. If they win, and Trump caves on some immigration stuff, which he's not going to, but if they do, if they get that to happen, we're just not going to have our country. He said, if violent street protests succeed in cowing him, no one will even bother trying again, and Democrats will get their permanent demographic majority. It's now or never. I just can't agree with this post more. The good news is that I don't have any doubts that they will see it through. This is what's coming this summer, or this Saturday. 1,500 protests planned, 50 states targeted. PBD says it's a setup as Democrats listen for the next George Floyd. Listen to this clip with Patrick Bet-David. It's really good about what could be coming this weekend. Sorry, guys. Is there no sound on the video? Hold on a second. Let me try that again. There should be sound. Just a second. Okay. Let me try this again. You guys let me know if you hear the sound, okay? I can hear it on my end, so that's why I didn't know. All right, hold on a sec. Actually, I'm going to try one more thing. I just want to make absolutely sure. All right.
They're losing their minds. It's
Can you
great
hear
to
it
be on
now?
with you here. They're losing their minds. But here's the thing. When you look at Gavin Newsom, it's very interesting how opportunistic he is and what his format is. Blame, deflect, get emotional, play politics, spin a little bit. The guy is such a gifted spinner. Here's a challenge that Californians have to be thinking about. California, this is the closest it's ever been to being red. This is the closest California has ever been to being a red state in a long time. So now, a lot of the people that voted for Trump, the independents, the libertarians, and the conservatives in California that voted for Trump, they want to see changes in California. Are you going to fall for this tactic? He's separating families and their kids and all this other stuff. He's doing all this other stuff. It's going to be interesting watching how California handles this, because if they succeed in getting everybody else emotional, we know what game they're playing. June 14th is President Trump's 79th birthday, 250-year army. You got Flag Day. You got all this stuff that they're doing with America. They don't want to see any of these victories taking place. Axios article came out talking about 1,500 protests they're already planning in 50 states, funded by 100 progressive organizations, a lot of different NGOs. One of the Walton billionaires, Christy Walton, name was mentioned in New York Times. This is a $19, $20 billion type of person. A lot of this money, you hear Soros, all these other things that they're doing. They're planning this. You know what they're looking for? I hate to say this. They're looking for their next George Floyd. That is all they need. They need one person. They need one massive crisis. They have no policies. They have no good ideas. I've yet to see, I went on ChatGPT. I said, can you tell me what solutions Mayor Bass and Gavin Newsom have given to all these protesting? There is no solutions. It's meetings. It's suing Trump. Zero solutions. They have no ideas. They will lose miserably, but it's going to work on a small percentage of the populace. They're losing.
He's absolutely right. And although I do disagree with him, they're not looking for their next George Floyd. They believe they already got it, and but it's not working. It's not working, because you guys will remember George Floyd, when that happened, that just happened on a quiet day. There wasn't already protests going on. So the people aren't going to accept this. You can't get a George Floyd out of when there's already violence going on, when there's already craziness going on. People will be much more accepting of seeing a protester put down. And so unless it's just a brutal murder, beating or something like that, and that's not going to happen. So they're prepared. But again, 1,500 protests. Like I said, you can't make up the coincidence here. You cannot. The symbolism. I mean, this week, Russia's bombing the snot out of Ukraine. The riots going on, and what's going on in the economy, all that happening at the same time. June 14th, Trump's birthday, the 250th anniversary of the army, military's already deployed. You cannot make this up. Anybody with a brain can spend 3 minutes looking at all of this and say, oh my God, it's all coordinated. We are watching a war unfold. Now, it's not going to be a full-on kinetic war. It's not two armies on a battlefield. It's two armies tactically fighting against each other. We are fighting off another insurrection, legitimately an insurrection. They are trying to take back the country. They are trying to neuter our duly elected, landslide winning, mandate given president. They are trying to start an insurrection. They are trying to, they've started it. I'm sorry. They are trying to see through an insurrection. Trump's words are not used in vain. They are trying to get us into World War III so that the money keeps flowing. because this system is about to break. They are trying to get it back to what they've had going. Every single time the system's about to break, they get us into a war. Every single time. We have to avoid that war to get back to what we as Americans want. What we as Americans want our country to be. And they are throwing at the kitchen sink at Trump right now. And every time I say Trump, I know you guys know this, but I mean MAGA. I mean the movement to get America back. I mean the like true citizens of this country. They are trying. They've lost control, and this is their last ditch effort to get it back. They put a lot of chess pieces in place, and they are losing them. They are getting in worse and worse positions. So what they've decided is to go crazy and just start attacking and hope that we make the wrong moves. And I don't think we will. I think God's on our side. That's why we pray every night for wisdom, especially for the president and his team. But this is the battle. This is it. This is what we were waiting for. The craziness. Trump's first months were relatively quiet, and the Democrats are falling apart. And now this is how they're doing it. And I mean, here we go right now. We have this is in New York City tonight. Okay, so they're spreading quickly. I showed you guys Dallas the other night. I showed you San Francisco. Now here we are. Craziness, guys. We're entering the craziness. The masks, man. It is so obvious what they're doing. It's so obvious. And again, this is what's good is they played this game before in 2020. They went all out in 2020, and they won a big battle. And I think the more and more I look back between 2020, the riots, the insanity, the way they neutered Trump, the way he didn't deploy the National Guard, the way they got that election, I think more and more looking back that Trump purposely held back because I think America just wasn't ready. But we're ready now, and that's why this time is going to be different. And here, this is one of the reasons I think I don't worry about Trump giving in. This is how joyous we are to they are to just keep hounding the fact that they are getting deportations done even amidst the craziness. Where's Big JR? This is her girl.
And I have updates for you on the numbers, by the way. Since June 6th, there have been 330 illegal aliens that have been arrested as part of these riots in Los Angeles. 113 of those illegal aliens had prior criminal convictions. And overall, and this includes arrests of American citizens, there's been 157 people arrested for assault and obstruction-related charges, including the attempted murder of a police officer with a Molotov cocktail. So who is funding these illegal aliens who are coming in with this very professional riot gear? It's a question everyone in this room who cares about truth should be asking. And we encourage your help in trying to get to the bottom of that question. Indeed.
So good. I mean, she calls them out. They're being funded. We're not afraid to say it anymore. They are not afraid to take advantage of these riots to get people arrested and to deport, bring out the violent ones and deport them. I mean, they're using it. And that tells me this time's different. If you guys remember in 2020, there were so few arrests made, and obviously the White House is barely getting involved. Trump made some strong comments, but they never got involved with the National Guard or anything. And this time is so different. Big JR says I make up stuff to get her to argue with me. You would lose. She's amazing at her job, man. Yes, and yes, we're all attracted to her. All us guys are attracted to her. She's very pretty. Moody says the cops have been really disciplined and restrained. They have. They haven't been pushed to their edge yet, and I hope it doesn't get there. After days and days and days of this happening and they get worn down and tired, that's what we don't want to happen. So Mario says, is the USA required to go to war with Israel? What do you mean required to go to war with Israel? Sorry, can you add more context to that comment so I can answer you? Oh yeah, don't worry, Big JR. I got more of your girl tonight, but I got some other stuff first. Roger brought this up. The bromance is back, so there is some good news going on despite all this, and I want to focus on this as well. As crazy as things are building up, good things are going on as well. Elon tweeted it. I regret some of my posts about President Trump last week. They went too far. He deleted several of the tweets, including the Epstein tweet. This really plays in to the belief that this was staged. And why would they have staged it? That's the question we don't know. But again, the timing is incredible that they got into this fight, and this next week, everything starts breaking out. It's almost like they knew what they were doing. I'm sorry. That is very conspiratorial, but I don't believe in coincidences. This is crazy. This is crazy. Vinman says, you can be charged with resisting arrest without violence and concerning peaceful protesters. You can be arrested for obstruction while peacefully protesting if you purposely impede police action. I agree. Okay, so are we going to war with Iran if Israel does? Not necessarily. So Mario, if that's what you were asking, to answer your question, listen, if Israel attacks Iran, I think what they're going to do is very do like the word going around is that the reason they're finally going for it is they have a way, they figured out a way to knock out their nuclear capabilities without escalating it into full on war and throw off the whole region. Okay. That's the word. That's the word why they're finally doing it. We would protect Israel if they are savagely attacked first. But if Israel initiates, I don't see Trump jumping into just jump into war with them. I don't. I think we'd coordinate behind the scenes, say like, well, fine, if you're going to do this, but we can't, that kind of stuff. I think all that's very possible. We're clearing out our people from there. So it means that we're definitely expecting something, but doesn't mean that we will full on jump in war with Israel. I don't think so. But again, things are so crazy right now that nothing would shock me either way. I'm praying we don't get into it. Big B, you got put in timeout on X today? Sorry, man. That's hilarious. You went after Newsom. Well, that's worth it. That's worth it. We need more Mills Deluxe. You guys. I can't play too many Carolyn Levitt posts. This whole chat, like all the men in the chat just evolve into animals when I play her. You guys need to get out more. Yeah. All right, let me keep moving along here on some other stuff, some other interesting news. I'll get the last Carolyn Levitt clip out of the way. It's a short one, but this is freaking hilarious. This is the one you were talking about, JR. She just this woman gets destroyed right here.
So if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade, President Trump would allow that?
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Raquel.
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. I love that. That's so good. Just absolutely awesome. Okay. Here's a couple of last things here on the immigration and what's going on. Then I'm going to talk about the market and our stocks for a little bit, but listen, look at this clip. This is just wild. And this is why it's so hard for them to keep a narrative going anymore. But here's a clip, a little montage of what a couple recent major Democrats thought of all this immigration stuff.
In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes.
Senator Biden, yes or no, would you allow the cities to ignore the federal law?
No.
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked.
Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous.
The Clintons, Biden, Obama, all against illegal immigration before. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? And the fact that we can watch all this stuff and keep checking in on everything and the people are waking up is proven by the Democrats' most recent. This is from 2 days ago. And this is Quinnipiac, which is one of the most left-leaning polls there is. 70% disapprove of the Democratic Party right now, Democratic Congress. I mean, that's wild. So they are just falling apart, and that's why they won't win this the battle for the psyop they're trying to pull off right now. Okay, they're just not going to be able to pull it off. But all right, let me get through this too. Just today, the House voted to get through the DOGE cuts, at least the first $9 billion sent by the White House to them for approval. The House passed it through, and guess who voted no? Thomas Massie. I thought Thomas Massie was the big cut spending guy. This is a rescission bill, just about get rid of $9 billion. Thomas Massie votes no. This guy is the biggest fraud. If there's anybody in this chat who still likes Thomas Massie, why? I've exposed him. I'll keep exposing him. He is a huge freaking fraud. He voted to raise the debt ceiling for Joe Biden, and now he votes against anything that Trump and the Republicans put out there right now, no matter what. He says it's because of principles, and he just does not show those principles at all. And then this is just huge on the Maha side of things. RFK just disbanded the whole vaccine panel that makes recommendations, and he put Robert Malone on it instead with the new panel. And that's just massive. This is the guy who he originally helped develop the mRNA vaccines, and he's been the biggest whistleblower against them since, about how terrible they are. And so anyways, it's amazing. Now he gets to be on the board making suggestions for what for what should be given to children. So we are winning in a lot of areas. All right. We are still winning in a lot of areas, and we're going to continue to win. I think my theory right now is this summer is going to be crazy. Expect wars and rumors of wars, protests, riots, economic craziness. Expect all of that. Trump is going to be put through the ringer. The media is going to full on psyop against him. They're going to go crazy, and it's going to last the next 3 to 5, 6 months. It's going to be nuts. And then we're going to get through it. Once we get through it, I really believe there's going to be momentum for the rest of his presidency to just get stuff done, because I don't think if they go all out and push right here, they're using up the last of their money they have, because USAID is now dried up. The NGOs they're going to blow through all their cash. So once the cash is dried up, people are in jail, criminals are deported. It's going to be much better, much smoother sailing, and the Trump administration will be able to start focusing on a lot of other stuff after we get through this time period. But I think we got to ride out the storm right now. I think it's ramping up big time, and that's where the focus has got to be, is just winning this battle right now, where they blitz us. And I honestly think it could go one of two ways. They could end up having way more resources, and they could just pull off something really crazy, and we just barely get through it. Or the Trump administration is just going to wow us with how quick they're able to put it all down. That's how I see it going, one of two ways. But either way, we still have to go through the economic volatility, because the system is breaking. And with all this going on, it's actually going to give an excuse for them to allow it to break. So remember that too. All this stuff going on could be helpful. So speaking of the economy and stuff, let's get to some stock stuff. Ham shared this today. Finger G-Buck spoke with a shareholder as a family connection with someone who speaks with Trump. Trump asked him for a favor. Now our guy is asking him about naked shorts. I might go meet with another shareholder. So what I heard, and then there's all this push right now that for a push on ban EO on naked short selling. There is a well, I was told the other day that a person close to Trump who is a shareholder in Finger is a federal judge. If that is true, a federal judge that's friends with Trump, if that's true, folks, this is only a matter of time. This is only a matter of time. So we could get a lot going on here. ESK, did we talk about anti-Trump rally in Charlotte? No, I didn't talk about that at all. I didn't know about it. Or the one, are you talking about upcoming? So I have been talking about the protests upcoming. Crazy isn't good or crazy in Maxine Waters. Oh, man. Vinman says, on X, I was told by X they think I'm a bot and put me on limited exposure. Yeah, the thing with X, guys, is because there is a major bot problem on X. The thing with X is that if you want your account to just work the way it should and be able to post what you want to post, you just got to get verified. You do. I got verified. I pay for it. It's well worth the money for me because I'm on X a lot. I use it. And so once you get verified, they know you're not a bot. They give you a lot more leeway. Like I get warnings when I post stuff they don't want me to post, and they'll limit my posts occasionally, especially if I use the words retard or fag, which I like to use certain people. Those get limited. But I try to tell Ham, I'm like, Ham, get verified. That way you won't get kicked off as much. Because if you get flagged by somebody and you're not verified, the system can think you're a bot. And so you gotta be careful with that. You gotta be more careful, I should say, what you say if you're not verified. It's like $8 a month, I think, for the basic verification. It's really not that bad. I think it's worth it. With what the amount I pay for the higher one because I use Grok all the time, but it's worth it. If you love X, if it's your number one, support it and get verified so that you have a better time on there. It really opens up. And this is not a plug for X because I don't get paid, but I use this all the time since Elon unlocked it, and it is the best news place in the world. It's the best place. It's literally the PSYOP defeater over and over and over again. X is such a powerful platform. It's so important, and it's not perfect. There's still a lot of libtards working on it that still like to do dumb stuff, but honestly, it's I should be getting paid by them right now for promoting it like this as an affiliate, but I love it. I absolutely love this platform. I'm on X so much. I go every once in a while, I go check in on like my old Facebook or something like that, where some of my old friends are and my wife is, and it's so boring. It sucks so bad. Instagram, Facebook, they're terrible. They're so boring. I last like 1 minute. I'm just like, nope, glad I left. And then I get back on X and I'm scrolling sometimes I get stuck for hours because it's just nonstop information, nonstop interaction. And it's like crack for me. Brett knows all about crack. And so he says the verification costs less than a box of Franzia. That's true. Big JR, probably a short bus flamer flagging you. Yeah, they're knocking out Vin, man. But yeah. So if you like using X, I think you should get verified. Ham needs to pay for it. That way you wouldn't get banned as much. All right. Speaking of stocks are interesting. Did you guys see what happened in GameStop today? Oh, GameStop. Big freaking dilution again. Just like I called it. Just like Bam called it. Ham called it. We all knew this was coming. So GameStop was having a nice little run lately, broke over 30. I think it hit 33 a week ago. Everybody's like, this is it. We're doing our squeeze. All the GameStop shareholders getting crazy again. And I was just, nope, they're going to dilute. And sure enough, they did today. Private offering, almost 2 billion convertible senior notes. Stock is now down 12% in after hours. And Pedro says, what did Ryan Cohen do to bail out shorts right before the quarter one end in March? Oh, that's right. Dumped a huge crap on shareholders 2 days before quarter end. Here we are again. He's taking another huge dump on shareholders before Q2 end. He's playing ball with the cabal or being told to do so, which I completely agree. GameStop is never going to squeeze. Never. It could turn into a great company. They have a ton of cash on hand now, like 6 to 8 billion, somewhere in that range. It's going to be a great company. It's going to be a great long-term investment, but they are not going to let this thing pop. It's just not going to happen. So if you're in GameStop for a squeeze, you might want to look elsewhere. I'm just saying. Now, here's something interesting. Hedge funds who'd been selling in the first 4 months of the year bought record amount of global equities in May, according to Goldman Sachs. This comes after 4 consecutive months of net selling, which included a record dumping in March. Last week, funds trading activity saw the largest increase in 2 months, driven by long buys outpacing short sales. Additionally, 4-week average hedge fund net inflows into U.S. equities hit their highest level since October 24. Massive reversal from largest net selling since 2020 pandemic seen in April. Hedge funds starting to chase the rally. And that, my friends, feels like rug pull coming. I mean, look at this. Look at the net buying. This chart goes back to 2010. This is way more than anything since 2010. So hedge funds just went all in this month. Ask yourself why. Are they pumping up the stock market to rug pull retail? Have they bought the narrative and then some's going to break and they're all going to get screwed too? I don't know, but this is very interesting that sentiment changed so fast in May. Usually in May, they sell off and they let it sit all summer and they go do stuff. But this time they all bought in. So again, just signs that something's coming in the markets. Okay. So you were right about Biden. Vince, you were right. Biden was going to drop out. You were right. Biden was going to drop out. I did not think so, but I told you. You also thought Michelle Obama was going to be the candidate, and you were way wrong on that one. But anyways, all I know is I said Trump was going to win no matter who it was, and I was right about that. Big JR saw where hedge funds are leveraged on average 53 times. Holy smokes, 53 times leverage. That is a setup for a massive break. Listen, all of this, even with hedge funds diving in, okay, if retail definitely won't control the market, okay, so even if retail all sold, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't be enough. But if the Japan starts crashing, bond yields go nuts again, the yen carry trade falls apart. I mean, and all of these things, guys, can cause a massive outflow of cash and blow things up. So volatility is what we're looking for. And this is extremely volatile that they just made the decision to go all in like this. It was a candidate you don't remember. Not very memorable. Brett says, Nancy's phone busy right now. I'll call her back to see what she thinks about the hedge funds. That's massive. Please let me know if you get Nancy on the phone. That's before you found out she's a he. I don't believe you, Vince. I think you knew all along, but let me see real quick if there's any major news coming out before I go tonight. By the way, guys, if you haven't taken advantage and you've been wanting to, BAM has put up this incredible offer for his services. It's a year. I've already talked about it a couple times, but I'm going to talk about it till he pulls it because It's amazing. I mean, his offer is incredible. Where'd my post go on it though? I wanted to share, but he created this discount for us, and it's $8.55. Where is it? I thought I'd pinned it. I guess not. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So 55 off a year of his Global Pro program. So you get the deep dive access on SPY, 30-year bonds, dollar index, gold, silver, crude oil, Bitcoin, Ethereum, AMC, GameStop, BB, and then he's adding Finger, G-Bucks, and DJT. He's been having some system issues. They've tried to take out his system, so he's rebuilding a lot of stuff right now. But you guys have seen how accurate he is. I feel very blessed that he, by the way, I don't get paid by any of this. Okay. If you guys buy this, I don't get anything. What he gave me is I just got a free membership for a year. So it's pretty cool. Which I've divulged, but I don't get paid anything by your signups. I think it's a great deal. And if you can get in, I feel like for me, knowing how accurate BAM is, navigating the markets with his stuff is really helpful. So again, I'm just putting it out there. If you guys want to take advantage, I think he's going to leave this up for a couple more weeks. So just letting you guys know. Johnny says, when the Dems switch Kamal for Joe, one of my friends says I was like crapping your pants and changing your shirt. That's amazing. I love it. You heard Big Mike's coming out with a podcast. They've already had that podcast. It's been going on for a while now. Vince says it's worth it. Saved you from going into GameStop. Wow. So Vince, have you, are you convinced now that BAM is superior to what's his face? Jackie? Oh, here's some interesting stuff here, guys. It's like we got little riots going on. This is Spokane, Washington. This right now, Spokane, Washington. So it's gotten up there. They couldn't wait till the weekend. You tell them that you tell the rioters they're going to get their chance to go out, and man, they can't wait. It's so crazy. I wonder if Andy No has any other coverage of like what's going on right now. Here's more in LA. Looks like Antifa militants shut down roads in Seattle. So Seattle's getting it again. The blue states are definitely going to be the worst. Tucson, Arizona. Man, dude, this is getting crazy. In Texas, I got to give Abbott credit here. Abbott deployed the National Guard to all the cities in Texas before these even started. And he said, if you show up, he said FAFO. I couldn't believe he said it. It was great. Moody, did I see those guys with leaf blowers trying to blow the tear gas back to the cops? No, I didn't catch that. Country says, any riots in Dallas? No. Like I just said, Abbott sent the National Guard in ahead of time to make sure they didn't happen. So pretty awesome. So Andy knows a great follow if you guys want to keep up what's going on with all the riot stuff. Let me see if there's anything else. Any other big stuff before I go tonight? Not seeing too much. So I think, anyways, well, listen, guys, I'll plan on being on maybe probably extra this weekend. Okay. Because of the riots and stuff. So you guys could probably plan to see me, if not Friday, then definitely Saturday, because I'm going to want to cover what happens on the 14th. So unless Friday gets crazy, I'll be on Friday too. But since this is happening, I'm going to try to be doing more lives just to keep up with everything. But if you guys see anything interesting, please forward it to me on X. Sometimes you guys send me really great stuff and I appreciate it. So you can DM me. And the one thing I ask is that you check and make sure I didn't already share it, because sometimes I get people sharing stuff with me that I already shared. I'm like, well, thank you again for showing it to me, but I've already shared that. So, but I appreciate it. I really do. So you guys, listen, you guys make my show better. I don't see everything, although I see a lot. I do a really good job. I know I do, because I'm crazy, but I just, that's how my brain's always worked. I've always been able to research and pull stuff together really quick, but, I do miss stuff. So, uh, Big JR says LAPD chief said after dark is when agitators showing up and they have radio communications sophisticated with game plans. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more going on for sure. So the dark, they like the dark. But yeah, so we'll be following Israel, Iran. We'll be following all this stuff the next few days, and obviously we'll be following the economy as always, especially with any stock news. So anyways, on that note, guys, members, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You guys, as always, make it worth it for me to keep showing up every night and make it easier on my family for any time they give up. So you guys make it possible for me to do this as much as I do. Be in the Discord. I know there's a lot of chat. I haven't been in the Discord much the last few days because I've just been so busy. But anyways, I love seeing you guys keep talking in there and making friends and everybody getting along. And it's great. It's great. I love this community. You guys are the absolute best. It's, it's special to be a part of all this. So, but members, as always, you guys are the ones who really are the best. And I appreciate it. So that's fine, Roger. I know you can't always see it. That's fine. It just, I'm just saying double check maybe, so, but anyways, you guys have a blessed night. Let's pray real quick and get out here. We need to pray a lot. And whether you believe in the power of prayer or not, I do very much so. And I cannot encourage you more than ever. Our nation, these next few months, especially, give it a try if you don't already do it, because we need the prayers. So Heavenly Father, thank you for tonight. God bless these amazing people in this chat here, Lord. And Father, we pray for our country. That is just, things are really ramping up right now. So God, I pray for all innocent people to be protected. I pray for innocent businesses to be protected. I pray that justice will be met for all those who turn violent, who loot and pillage and attack cops, anything like that. I pray that justice comes swiftly. And I pray that you give President Trump and his team the strength and resolve to follow through on all their promises, no matter how hard it gets. And that you give them wisdom in how to deal with all of this so they can always be a step or 10 steps ahead of the opposition. We pray for peace in the Middle East, that whatever Israel is about to do, God, I just pray that we do not get dragged into it, and that it does not escalate into full-on war in any way. And pray for just peace in Ukraine and Russia and all of that, Lord. And I just pray that, God, you get us through this crazy time and really start moving things forward, Lord, in a better way after this. And also that it all be used for good, no matter how crazy it gets. And then, as always, give us wisdom in our investments as we also navigate the craziness of this economy and markets. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Love you guys. Bless you. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice. So have a great night. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.